Hello, everybody, and welcome back. As you know, on Tuesdays, we love to do Top Tip Tuesdays, where we interview either our team itself, who we think are experts in the industry, or we know are experts in the industry, but we also invite outside experts, outside of Placement Partner, people we respect, work with, and are really sharing the same vision as us in supporting recruiters to just do brilliantly, cope with the change, pivot fast, and really go about doing what they want to do best, which is changing people's lives, putting people into positions that they deserve as they grow through their careers. So today we have a very special guest who I've had the privilege of working with for the last couple of months. This is Sheldon Botha. Sheldon is, I love your title, by the way, is the Client Success Manager at Competently Talent Solutions. And he's actually also going to be joining us as a speaker and coach as part of the Placement Partner Recruitment Academy, which is why I thought, let's get an interview, let's get you introduced to Sheldon. So welcome, Sheldon. We can't wait to hear from you as you kind of take us through the age of digitization in recruitment. It's going to be exciting. Welcome.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that powerful intro, Shirley. I really appreciate it. It has been a blessing working with you and the team. You guys are amazing. It's been an exciting journey. As you say, collaboration is key. It's been fun. It's been so content rich. So yeah, it's an exciting time ahead. And I hope everyone really enjoys what we have to show them. I think, as you say, it's vital information for today. We need it. The age of recruitment is different. Age of business is completely different. We're all living in times we're unfamiliar with. And thank you for the title comment. I love it too. And I think it does speak a lot for what we're all trying to do and why, our businesses speak so well together, because that's the aim. Trying to really help people succeed. It's really what it's all we're doing in business. If we're not serving and helping others, then why we do what we do. So it's fantastic. I'm excited. Thank you very much.
Awesome. So as we have spoken quite a lot around the Placement Partner Recruitment Academy, we introduced several post-COVID kind of skills that recruiters have post-COVID. One was sales, which we've kind of finishing off. We're going to do our last webinar now with those that have joined the Placement Partner Recruitment Academy. Up until now, we've been going through the sales aspect of things, and we're going to close that off on Thursday. And you kind of taking us through the next leg of it. So the second thing was, recruiters needing to be comfortable with digital platforms. Things are changing very fast. In order to take advantage of opportunities, we need to be able to work fast. We need to be able to work efficiently. We need to be able to work accurately. Obviously, a placement partner, we know a lot about digitization, but it's not just about having a brilliant recruitment software, that just takes vacancy process and reporting and all of that. All of that is extremely important. But there's another side to it as well. And we need to be able to be comfortable with the whole, all the opportunities available to us, because they all come from different perspectives, and we need to understand how they speak to each other. So that was a very long-winded way of kind of explaining it, but
I like it. It makes perfect sense, and all the points are very valid, so no worries.
So at the end of the day, that's why you're here, because you really come with a perspective that kind of speaks to what we do together. So maybe you can fill us in on, what does Competently Talent Solutions actually do?
Okay, great. Well, we have a very nice, beautiful little one-sentence way of explaining it. So the entire principle behind what we do and why we do what we do is to offer organizations the most accurate assessment tool for pre and post employment reasons. So you'll have the one component that helps purely to screen candidates when we're trying to place them. And obviously we're all coming from or not all, but all as a company, we come from a position where skills have a very, very important and crucial element into the success of a candidate's role, right? So we take you right from pre-employment, and then if we go into post-employment, skills assessments are just as important when it comes to understanding gaps in individuals and departments as a whole. It's extremely important in making sure your onboarding process after hiring is done correctly. We have so many situations where our clients use the screening of the assessment, and they use those same results and the same data they gathered on the person they hired to tailor the onboarding process, which is also just as important when retention comes into the picture. So it's a really phenomenal tool, and that's really what we do in a bit of a nutshell in that one sentence. And then we kind of take a client through the why, the how, and the who kind of thing between, why do you want to use a skills assessment? I don't know if I'm going to jump the gun if you have other questions thereafter, but it's just really more about the confidence in the process. We're using skills so that you don't have to use guesswork. In the recruitment process, we all know very, very often we aren't always sure of how accurate the resumes and things are we receive from a skills point of view or experience. So sometimes you want something just to validate that experience, that skill level, and that's really where the skills assessments come in. And as a partner for eSkill, we all speak that same language globally. That's really effectively why eSkill was founded. Is really on that basis that skills assessments have such a valuable component in the recruitment process. Hope that answers.
Yeah, it absolutely does. And I mean, the next question I was going to say was, how does skills assessment really complement the recruitment process? But I think you've answered so beautifully. So I'm going to
add a few more points if you want me to.
I'm going to throw a question that I maybe didn't prepare you for off the bat, and just say, like, how does Competently Solutions then we know why the skills assessments are important. So how does Competently Talent Solutions actually offer those skills assessments? What skills assessments do you have? How do you know which are the best assessments to use?
Oh, that's a very nice question. Thank you. That is a bit off guard. So what's actually very unique about, if I may mention, Eric Friedman is the CEO and founder of eSkill. I'm just going to do a little bit of a backtrack on the story to give you the full picture. So if you go onto their website on eSkill and you read under their sort of their mission and their reason, you understand that he founded the business on the logic that if you can create a customizable and flexible environment in which a company can create content, then you really don't leave any room for any type of business size budget to not fit the profile for us to add value to them from an assessment point of view. So that in one leg is our power and sometimes also a bit of the weakness. And I say this with confidence because it's a nice process for clients to understand how we go from understanding the business, doing a bit of a job analysis, and then finally having a ready to assess assessment, or ready to administer assessment, should I say. And that really comes into, depending usually on the scale and the severity and the complexity of the roles we're trying to recruit for. But usually it can go quite deep, where we start pretty much with understanding firstly what the company, goals, visions, culture, everything is like, because it has a role to play in, the flavor you put into your assessment. And then because we can customize, we've got to start by having a bit of a screening process from the resume. So is this job description accurate? Is the skills and the job requirements, is everything in this resume quite fit for the position? If so, we'll use that as our framework to build an assessment template. Then we will get the HR teams, the management teams, the line managers, whoever really is involved in placing this position, get their input on the assessment, identify if it actually reveals the candidate to the candidate. Does he know when taking this assessment, what's his job going to be like? Does he understand clearly why he's being asked the questions he's being asked? And does the assessment fit the sort of profile of the hiring agenda? Are we rapidly hiring? Are we just going for sort of surface level skills? Are we diving deep to understand long-term success? So those things all come into the picture. So we really have a bit of a three-step formula. So I'll highlight those for you. It really goes from, one is the analyzing component. So we analyze the situation. Like I mentioned, the key elements, job description, company culture, everything that's really important. Then we design the assessment. And sometimes if need be, we even help our clients design the recruitment process around where the assessment should fit in. Do you want to use it as first point of contact? Do you want to have it as first point and then later on, maybe after the first interview, to do a bit of a more deeper, refined, lengthier assessments to really solidify if this candidate's got the skills, the hard to find skills, and then eventually we'll do the assessment process and also then do a bit of a benchmark. So, once we gather data on the assessments, because no assessment's the same with us, every client uses different questions, different topics, different subjects to build an assessment. that may be used on similar positions, that assessment in itself is unique every time we approach a company. So that really adds a lot of power to the process. So after we've assessed, we like to do a bit of a benchmark, internal validation. Was this assessment fit for you? What did the results show? Is there any trend? What is the metrics telling us? What does the data tell us? And then from there on, we can continue to refine. And that's how we've secured some really happy clients. And they use the assessments ongoing for years.
It's amazing. You've mentioned a few things there. You've mentioned a little bit around customization and being able to make your process unique to your client or your candidate themselves. I love that about your platform, by the way, being able to create something of your own or be able to kind of steal very quickly from different assessments and kind of put them together and make it work for you. And, that's what we at Placement Partner think about a lot. There is process and you want to have that robust process, but you also want to have some level of customization to make the system work for you, for your business. And we've been speaking a lot, or I've been listening a lot to what's happening in recruitment, and there's this massive conversation about value proposition. What is your value proposition? How do you add value? How do you differentiate yourself? And it really is that ability to, one of the things is having that ability to customize your process according to your client or your candidate, your customer, and being, I think a lot of people are scared of that when we talk about digitization. Like they feel like it takes all the creativity away, but it's actually quite the opposite. It's about going, okay, here is the process, because that's how it works. Like you can't actually go out of that, but now you've got the time to be creative within that. I think it's actually beautiful. So once you get kind of get comfortable with that, then your job becomes really fun. And a lot of, everything changes for you. I've got another question. So last one, what are the top tips that you have for our listeners today?
I'll actually steal a few things you've just said. And thank you for the compliment on the customization. Like I say, it's a strength and a weakness, because some people are frightened by it, others are excited by it. We unfortunately live in a world where people are liking the fact that things are done quickly at a click of a button, where, I don't want to be given the freedom to create. I'd rather be, prescribed something. So that would definitely be something you've mentioned is if a tip would be to our listeners is embrace the change, embrace that technology is here, not to be an enemy and confuse and limit creativity, steal the human intervention. It's there actually just to really enrich and to flavor up what we're able to do as human beings, where we can be human being and technology combined. We're moving into the fourth industrial revolution. AI is becoming a huge part of everybody's lives. ATS systems, skills assessments, everything is lately starting to incorporate a lot of AI. You guys have a phenomenal ATS platform that automates and does so much from a shortlisting point of view, storing your content, having a vault where you can really cherry pick a lot of rich, skilled candidates, and doing things in a faster way. So if we're all looking for speed and efficiency, and like you said, we can combine the tools, embrace that combination, and embrace technology does too, I think could be a great tip for our listeners. And also not to be scared of really the outcome and the improvement from a time-saving and money-saving point of view you will ultimately gain when implementing technology into your recruitment process. So if that's a good tip, I'll leave it at that.
Well, we all know, and I mean, I've even known before I even got into recruitment, when I was a manager and I was recruiting myself, a bad recruitment decision is a very expensive one. Rather take the step to, we obviously speak to a lot of prospective clients, and, one of the things is, they're just scared of the change. But actually it's just about take the step, because once you've taken the step and you just every day commit to learning a little bit more, you'll realize that it's not so overwhelming, and that at the end of the day, you're going to reap so much reward, more than you could ever imagine, whilst loving what you do. So I've loved chatting with you, and thanks so much. It's obvious that we kind of believe in the same thing and we're working towards the same thing. I'm going to just encourage our clients at Placement Partner, that would be most of the people that are listening today, but also your clients as well, to join us if you haven't already at the Placement Partner Recruitment Academy. We are Sheldon's going to be kicking off on the 15th. As I said, I'm wrapping up the sales aspect on the 8th. So this is actually a very good time to get on that mailing list. Once a week, you'll get some fantastic content from Sheldon, which is going to get us sort of comfortable. It's that first step to getting comfortable with the digital age of recruitment. So weekly, you'll get those 10, 15-minute videos so your dates are, what are they? The 15th, the 20th,
15th, 22nd,
29th of October. You've got them down.
I've got them.
Follow up yours on the 5th of November with a webinar as well. So it's a awesome time to join the Placement Partner Recruitment Academy. It's free. It's taking a step in a safe environment, and it's bite-sized learning. So it's easy to grasp. So we really look, if you haven't already, sign up using the landing page that we have provided in the link, and we really look forward to seeing more and more recruiters. We've already got 127 recruiters as part of the Partner Recruitment Academy. So it's kind of like be there or be square.
Awesome. No, Shirley, it's beautiful. It's going to be such an exciting journey. I thank you guys again for the privilege and the honor of having me as a guest. And I can't wait for everyone to benefit from everything we've got to share with them. This is an important topic. The sales aspect has been great. We've got 3 other valuable topics to share on the Academy, and I can't wait to see who's going to cover those topics next and hear what they have to say. So thanks again, and I hope everyone listening enjoys. And get joining, guys. It's time to get content rich.
Thanks so much, Sheldon. Chat later, hey?
Pleasure. All righty. Thanks, Shirley.
Bye.
Bye.